Hello and welcome to a tutorial of Doomcat. This is a game for 1 to 6 players, it's about 30 minutes and is a roll and write game from Charming Games. It comes with 3 mini boxes which increase in difficulty. So we're going to start with the first mini box, Apprentice. This mini box comes with 3 dice, 2 pens, a rule book, 9 scoring cards which are labelled here 1 to 9. And 3 familiar cards which begin with F, and these are for optional bonuses that will cost you points. We're going to start with the recommended cards 1 and 2. These are goal cards. In a standard game you would use 3 cards, but we'll begin with 2 to make it easy for ourselves. On the back of these scoring cards are these beautiful sigil cards, and this is where you're going to be drawing patterns to score points according to the scoring conditions. It's labelled here letter A, so you know which type of sigil card you have. Each player needs 2 sigil cards to make it easy for ourselves. Let's just start with A and A. If you're playing a multiplayer game, make sure that every player has got the same as you. On each sigil card, you have numbered candles. On each turn, you roll 3 dice. You choose 2 of the values, whichever ones you want, to draw a line between 2 values on the card. And the third value will be the candle that the cat knocked over. This can't be used for future turns. The goal of the game is to score the most points. If you're playing solo, it's to score more than 70 points per card. So for this intersection scoring card, you score 3 points per intersection, where the lines are crossing each other. On variety, you're scoring 4 points for every different number you write in the top boxes. So I'll do a short playthrough and then you'll be able to see how the scoring works. Let's say somebody has rolled these 3 dice. I'm going to choose 2 of those values to draw a line. So let's say I choose 3 and 5. I could draw a line like this. And it's recommended that you don't draw over the candles unless you've knocked them over, because otherwise it makes it quite hard to see. So let's say I then use a third value 4, and I say the cat has knocked over that candle. I choose a 4 from the card and cross it out. I write 4 in one of these top boxes. You can see I've got 7 boxes at the top, 7 boxes here, so the whole game consists of 14 turns. Let's say my second dice roll looks like this, 6, 3, 6. I'll choose 2 of those values to draw a line between. So I could do, for example, 6 and 3. And that will create one intersection here, which will score me 3 points, which we'll do at the end. This third candle, I'll write the value at the top, and I'll cross out one of the 6s. Let's say I don't want to use this 6 anymore. Let's say this is my third dice roll. I'm going to use here the values 1 and 2 to create another intersection. And with 6, I will write it at the top. And because it's the second time that I've used it, it now becomes a wild number. I circle it. On future turns, if I want to use that 6, it will be a wild number. You can't write a number at the top of a sigil card more than twice. I now choose a 6 to cross out. As you can see, there are stars as well on the sigil cards. Just ignore those for now. They may come into play with more complicated cards and familiars later in the game. Now let's say this is my 4th dice roll. I could choose to draw lines between 1 and 4 and have 5 be the candle that the cat knocked over. I cross out a 5. Let's say this is my 5th dice roll. I've got 6, 2 and 1. 6 is a wild number, so that can be any number. I could, for example, draw a line between 1 and 5, using 6 to be the wild value. 2 would then be the candle that the cat knocked over, and I would cross out one of the 2s. Let's say this is my 6th dice roll. If you happen to get triple numbers, this is considered wild for all players. You can't use candles that have been crossed out. So I could draw a line between 2 and 3. I would write 5 at the top, mark it as wild because that's the second time that I've got a 5 at the top, and then cross out a 5. If this is my 7th dice roll, I've got 6, 1 and 1. 6 is a wild number, and I can't write 6 for the 3rd time up there, so I actually need to use that number. I could, for example, use it as a 2. I would draw a line between 2 and 1. I would put the spare 1 up there and cross out 1 as a candle. Now we're ready for scoring. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 intersections, which scores me 30 points. With variety, I score 4 victory points per different number I've got in the top boxes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives me 20 points. And my total is 50. Let's take a quick look at the line rules. So everything has to be neat and tidy, basically. You start your lines at the outline. You can't draw a line through other numbers, candles, or line intersections. Curving's only for aesthetics. You can't do big curves or wavy lines. There's no recrossing, so 2 lines may never intersect each other more than once, and you only have 1 line per candle pair. The candle rules themselves, we've looked at most of these already, but ones to highlight are these corner rules. Lines using the same candle are considered to meet at corner. This ties in with being neat and tidy around your lines. Also, lines using the same candle can't intersect. Just to show you that the erasers work really well, you just literally go over. Let's take a quick look at these familiar cards. So this is when you're ready for something a bit more advanced. You could either have one for all, as in choose one familiar that every player uses, or you can have asymmetric, where each player takes a different familiar. And as you can see, it will cost you points, but it will give you a bonus. So, for example, on this moth, on each sigil card, treat the final roll there as all wilds. On this one, once per sigil card, you may erase a line that doesn't intersect any lines and draw a new one. On this one, you circle the first number you write on top of a sigil card, it becomes wild. So just add some variety and interest to the game. Let's take a look at the second box. So in each box, they all come with 3 dice, 2 pens, a rule book, and 9 scoring cards and 3 familiars. So for every mini box you have, it adds the ability to add another 1 to 2 players. So you can see on this first card, we are now using stars. Score 5 points per star outside of enclosures, so it just gets more complicated. And on the back, you can now see we have different sigil cards. We've got the letters here D, C and B, and they just add interest by having different patterns that you can get involved in. Something to bear in mind is that the sigil card is split into 4 quadrants, 2 halves, and on some of the scoring cards, they bear this in mind, so it's just a good thing to note. This game also comes with a campaign mode, so if you're doing a multiplayer campaign, you get 9 gold cards and set it up in a 3x3 grid. If you're doing a solo campaign, you write your scores. If your total score is higher than 840 after 6 games, you win. And there's also included a campaign log card, which has the solo campaign on the other side. If you want to play the solo campaign with familiars, subtract the familiars cost from each sigil card score after each game. In a standard game, you're going to use 3 gold cards, and it's got some recommendations here as to which ones work well together. To finish off, let's do a solo playthrough of the most difficult level, level 3 Archmage, and we'll do 3 scoring cards as standard and use a familiar as well. So I've set up the solo playthrough with cards from level 3. Let's have a look at the first one. Exhaustion. Choose one enclosure. Score 4 victory points per internal corner of that enclosure. An enclosure is an area completely enclosed by lines that intersect or meet at candles. The edge of the sigil card and the dividers do not contribute to enclosures. The second scoring card says choose a half on one side of a divider. Score 4 points per used candle in that half. The next one says score 5 points per line not intersecting another line. For the familiar, this cost me 30 points. If you enclose an unused candle, draw a free line from it. Right, let's get started. So there's a lot to think about here. After every turn, I will need to think about whether my familiar condition applies. Let's say this is my first dice roll, 3, 6 and 1. I could draw a line between 1 and 6. On this card, 3 would go at the top and I would cross out one of the 3s. By total chance, I've rolled 666, so this is wild for all players. I'm going to link 1 and 3. I'm going to put 6 at the top and cross out one of the 6s. My next dice roll shows 6, 1 and 4. I could link 1 and 4 on this card. 6 would go at the top and I would cross out one of these 6s. My next dice roll is 4, 4 and 6. I could link 4 and 6 on this card. 4 would go at the top as my third value and I would cross out one of the 4s. Now I've rolled 2, 5 and 1, I'm going to link 5 and 2 together. I'll put 1 at the top and I'll cross out one of these 1s. I've now rolled 6, 3 and 2. I'm going to link 3 and 2 together and I'll put the 6 at the top. As it's the second time it shows, it becomes a wild number for future turns. I cross out a 6. I've rolled 1, 3 and 2. I'm going to link 1 and 2 together, creating an enclosure, and the third number 3 I'll put at the top. It's the second time it's showing, so it becomes a wild number and I cross it out. Now I've rolled 3, 2 and 2, I'm going to use 3 as a wild number, so I'll link 2 and 2 together, using 3 to represent the 2, and the other 2 will go at the top. I'll cross out one of the 2s. I've rolled 3, 4 and 3, I'm going to link 4 and 3 together on this card, and my other 3 will go at the top and I'll cross out one of the 3 candles. Now I've rolled 2, 4 and 2. I'm going to use it here to link 4 and 2 together, and the other 2 will go at the top as a second wild and I'll cross out that 2. Now I've rolled 4, 4 and 2. So on this card, 2 is a wild number, which I'm going to use to represent 1. So I'm going to link 1 and 4 together, and 4 will go at the top, and I'll cross out a 4. Now I've rolled 6, 2 and 4, so I'm going to link together 6 and 2. 4 will go at the top, as it's the second time it shows. I'll show it as a wild card, and cross out that 4. Now I've rolled 1, 5 and 5, I'm going to link together 1 and 5. The other 5 will go at the top and I'll cross out one of the 5s. Now I've rolled 1, 5 and 4. 4 is a wild number, which I'm going to use to represent the number 3. I'm going to link that 3 and 5 together. 1 will go at the top and cross out 1. Now we're ready to score. Our first scoring says choose one enclosure, score 4 points per internal corner of that enclosure. On this card, I'll look at this enclosure here. It has 4 corners, which means I get 16 points. On this card, I have another area with 4 corners, so I get 16 points here as well. Our next scoring condition says choose a half on one side of a divider, score 4 points per used candle in that half. So for this card, I'll look at this half, and I've used 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, which gives me 16 points. For this card, I could use the top half, and that would score me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 4, which is 20 points. The third scoring condition says score 5 points per line not intersecting another line. On this card, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines not intersecting another line, and that gives me 20 points. On this card, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines not intersecting, and that gives me 25 points. So then we sum up these scores at the bottom. This gives me 52, and this gives me 61. Overall, I think this is a fantastic game. If you're interested, the link will be in my description, or check it out on BackerKit.